Hookup culture preys on college women's desire to fit in. Okay, here we go. On college campuses, the social scene is dominated by hookup culture and partying. It's not just a way for people to meet others and make friends. Hookup culture is inherently damaging, even to those who don't want to participate. Having been in college recently and having observed the phenomenon, I began to ponder how this affected the men and women who were participating and those who were not. I found that those who participated in hookup culture typically didn't end up happy while doing so, and they frequently even regretted the event. It led me to think about what drew women in particular into this trend, and what negative impact of this is on our society as a whole. Dating apps encourage meaningless connections. Dating apps like Tinder and Bumble make it easy to find others who are just looking for a casual night of fun. You swipe through dozens of people and judge them on a few sentence bio and a few pictures. Women and men are meeting each other without knowing very much about the stranger they invited into their home. This, to me, is a recipe for disaster. Not only does this raise concerns about their physical safety, but when it comes to meeting strangers, but there's also obvious concern about the spread of STDs and other illnesses when meeting the multiple partners whom you don't know much. Hookup culture is easy for young women to fall into, particularly at a time in our lives when we are insecure, seeking a social acceptance, and learning to navigate the adult dating world. So you just this quote right here. It's so easy to fall into a hookup culture because in the moment it can make you feel good. It's not easy. What is this? It's not easy to get into a hookup culture. This is nonsense, but okay. During your high school and college years, all you want to do is have friends and be loved and be valued. It's so easy to fall into hookup culture because in the moment it can make you feel good. The men flatter you. They think you're attractive, and for a night, they want to be just with you. It provides a false sense of self-worth. You seek external validation, and when you achieve that, you can generally feel good about yourself. However, I saw how this was only a temporary feeling. It left women feeling more empty and alone than they had been before they ever participated in hookup culture. Okay. The fact of the matter is, okay, women make that choice. I mean, it's the same for men. Men participate in hookup culture with women they barely even know, and there's a risk of that person just wanting you for a fling, and you may catch feelings. The fundamental, most basic issue with hookup culture is that it can never achieve an emotional connection between the two participants. Of course not. It's called hookup culture for a reason. It prevents men and women from bonding emotionally, and that causes both the physical interaction to suffer and the resulting happiness of the men and women to suffer. Without emotional intimacy, people are so much more likely to experience depression, loneliness, and feelings of isolation. However, the act of hooking up with another person in and of itself causes a connection between the two people due to the release of oxytocin. So when men and women choose not to have an emotional connection in their hookups, well, that feeling develops over time anyway. Okay. It's very confusing to both participants and leads to more feelings of unhappiness. Essentially, hookup culture can never achieve what it's meant to achieve: physical intimacy without the commitment to emotional intimacy. But that's hookup culture. I mean, hookup culture can never achieve what it's meant to achieve. Hookup culture was never meant to achieve a relationship status. It's hookup culture. That's what it is. It's not meant for anything other than that. Physical intimacy without emotional intimacy. This lady's now finding this out. You can go online and swipe through potential matches like you're shopping for a new pair of shoes. Both sexes are judged almost entirely on looks, and then are surprised that they're only able to find shallow matches rather than lasting connections. Okay. It's normal to want connection and love. Our society is waging a war against the most meaningful things in our lives: family and general human connection. We have this idea that sex and intimacy are meaningless things to exchange between two people. People aren't encouraged to put the work into real, substantive relationships or into the things of value in life, like family and purpose. We no longer allow are no longer allowed to ask what we want, romance, love, and commitment. In the name of freeing women from patriarchal sexual desires, this new freedom may come at too high a cost. We're no longer allowed to ask what we want, romance, love, and commitment. Hookup also makes it hard to sort out lust from love. How can you put love to the test when there's no test in the first place? Closing thoughts. Young women are inundated with messages about hookup culture in media, TV, shows, movies, and even our music. We know deep down that something is wrong, but we're not allowed to talk about it. No. Well, all right. I'll say for the fact that those women who actually have a brain, they understand that if they do talk about it, they're going to make other women uncomfortable because that will cause them to think. Those who are bought into the feminist gynocentric doctrine that women can do whatever they want and not be judged for the consequences of their actions. They could participate in the toxic behavior, sexual behavior of their male counterparts, but expect no consequences. Because they can say, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know cheating on him was going to cause me so much heartache or so many consequences. I didn't know, lying that, that kid is not his, that it's someone else's, that was going to cause him to leave me or be angry towards me. Come on. I mean, look, these women, they go to these frat parties and stuff. They know what goes on at these frat parties. All right. And you can't expect a man that you just slept with for one night and you hooked up with him to actually have feelings for you. Hookup culture even hurts those who don't want to participate. Women must start standing up for what they really want, love and commitment, not one night stands. We're more than that. Unfortunately, you're going to have a lot of women who are into feminism and they will try to find some way to still want a one night stand and still want love and commitment. Or think the man is supposed to not think anything of her. How do I put this? Let me put it this way. There's still going to be women who are going to take this message to heart and twist it, who are feminists, because they say they don't want a hookup culture, but they don't want to be tied down in a committed relationship. You see, they still want to have the right to call the shots instead of just being willing to follow the program. You don't want to be part of hookup culture? Fine, don't participate in it. Go look for a man who is worthy to be your mate, a man who makes more money than you. Okay, a man who's more settled, more established. Okay, if you're going to college, you're not going to be going with the frat boy. You're going to be going with the man who's not going to want a one-night stand. And you're actually going to commit to him. It's not like wanting a commitment from a man, but you get to do whatever you want. This is what feminism has given women. All right. I want a 1950s man with what I could want to still do the things of a new age woman. We want a man with a mentality of a 1950s, but you still want to live the 2021 new age woman mentality. It's not going to work. So this article here is just like, you're more than that, but most of the time you don't want that. You still want a way that I can still have this commitment, but I still want to do what I want. Yes, it does hurt other women who don't participate in hookup culture. But those women who don't want to participate in hookup culture are rare compared to the ones that do. Because many have bought into feminism. Many women have bought into feminism. Okay. And then when the consequences come of it, they want to blame the man. No, you can't blame the man. Women willingly choose also to be in hookup culture. And that goes on a lot. It goes on a lot in high school. It goes on a lot in college, especially faraway colleges. It's a woman's choice. Her body, her choice, right? Just saying. All right. That's all I got to say about this. Tell me what you think in the comments. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.